News coming in on the Pune Porsche car crash case. The noose now tightening around the minor's father. Minor's father is charged with forgery and tampering. After doctors swapped the minor's blood samples, criminal charges have now been added against the father. 2 doctors were arrested for swapping blood samples. And now the father has been, more sections being added to tighten the noose around the father, who's been accused of forgery and tampering. Big update in the Pune Porsche car crash case. Charges of criminal conspiracy that has been leveled against the father for trying to erase off evidence. In fact, forgery and tampering, these are the charges that's been added to the case against the father of the minor. What we know is that the doctors were arrested, and now the police have found that the father may have committed forgery, and he tried to influence the doctors enough so that they could change the blood samples and make it look like his son wasn't drunk. That was one, and many other levels of sabotage that's been reported. Of course, we're getting information and relaying it for you as you receive it. For now, we know that the father's been he's been pulled in for 2 more charges in the case, that is forgery and tampering with evidence. Now, what exactly were the documents that he manipulated is something that we've got to establish yet. But what we know is that added sections of forgery and tampering has been put in the case against the father. In fact, the grandfather has also been taken into custody for trying to influence the driver and allegedly abducted him, pressurized him to take up the blame on himself. Eventually, the cops found out it wasn't the driver who was driving the car. And then the father also, on his part, has been accused of allowing the minor to drive the car in the first place, and also under the influence of alcohol, and then the family attempting to try and sabotage evidence by asking the doctors to rig the blood samples, by asking the police officers, initially the cops, the cops who landed at the spot of the crash site, the constables. They, we believe, were paid off for not reporting the case to senior officers. So every level of officer has been influenced, and money has been paid is what's been accused. Divyesh Singh with us from Pune. Divyesh, please go on. Forgery charges and tampering that's been leveled against the minor's father, in addition to all the other charges already that exist. Give us more on what they found.
Well, as of now, the Pune Crime Branch is investigating all possible angles in this case. Conduct of each and every person involved is being investigated. Even the Juvenile Justice Board's non-judicial member, who had issued order on 19th of May asking the juvenile to go back home, he released him and then asked him to write a 300-word essay on the subject accident and its solution. That the conduct is, police are suspicious about the non-judicial member's conduct, and that is why they've launched investigation, and a probe will be carried out to find out whether he was pressurized, bribed, or regarding why he issued such an order in such a serious incident when the section 304 was already applied in the FIR. Remember, there were doubts regarding this, that the Pune police had not added the section 304, culpable homicide not amounting to murder, but it was added in the FIR morning itself before the juvenile was produced at the Juvenile Justice Board. But despite that, the Juvenile Justice Board gave an order that he is to do social service, work with the traffic police, understand traffic rules, and write a 300-word essay. Accident,
so from what we see very clearly, that all levels of officers were influenced, and now we also see the scanner is on the Juvenile Justice Board, who may also have been influenced and pressurized by the family. Bribe may have been given. Of course, the cops now investigating that angle too. The noose around the family of that teenager has been tightened.